Hi, I'm Joan, and I'm an organic gardener, and I make lots of compost in my backyard. Today I'm going to show you 5 important, simple, easy steps that'll help you make a lot better compost, and also a lot of it, even if you've just got a little city backyard garden. The first thing to do is to think about what kind of container you want. Out in nature you don't need a container, there's compost happening all the time. But in the city, in a backyard, it's a good idea to have a container. Most compost bins are too small. Look for one, look for some kind of size that's about the size of a washing machine. I use this kind. It's made out of welded wire. It's about 10 or 12 feet in length, and it makes a bin 3 or 4 feet in diameter. I hold it together with some compost buckles, and I like it a lot because it's big enough to make lots of compost. There's a big opening so you can put a lot of stuff in it easily, and then you can open it and you can move around the material and get at it when it's finished. Now, the other 4 things I want you to keep in mind have to do with making the environment inside your compost pile, no matter what unit you're using, perfect for the little microorganisms that live in there and do all the work for you. So what they need is food. They need green and brown food. Green stuff that's kitchen scraps, cuttings from your garden, grass clippings, anything that's slimy and green and fresh. That's green. They also need brown stuff. And brown stuff is leaves, dried leaves in the fall, hay, dried grass, anything that's dead and brown and dry. That's brown. So every time you put kitchen scraps into your pile, you're going to take a little bit of brown material that you're going to have right nearby and sprinkle that over the top so that the microorganisms have the green and the brown together as their food. There's a few things that you shouldn't put in your compost pile. No pet feces, no cooked foods, especially if they're really oily, and no meats. We can't get up to a temperature for 3 days that's going to really kill the pathogens for sure. So stay away from those items. The next thing you've got to be sure about and keep in mind is that your compost pile needs to be nice and wet. Most people's compost piles are too dry. So when you're building your pile, just add water with a hose. It just is going to get all nice and wet. I stick it in there. You can leave it open to the rain. But if you leave it open to the rain, puff it up a little bit so that the rain gets inside. What you need to do is a squeeze test. So you squeeze the material and it's got to be like a wrung out sponge. You should be able to squeeze a little bit of water out of it, and that'll be it. So that's it. If you just do those, give them greens and browns and water, in a year or 2 you're going to have compost at the bottom and the center of your pile. Now, you never ever have to turn it, but if you want your compost to go a little faster and get it a little sooner, then you should fluff it up or turn it every once in a while. The microorganisms in there are going to thrive if they can get at some air. If you fluff up the material and mix it up, then they can respirate more easily. And let me show you how that works with a bin, a really simple bin like this. You just have to undo the buckles and then just peel away the bin itself. Then you just reassemble this thing right next door, connect the buckles, and you'll have a nice sturdy bin for as long as you want it to sit there. And then next, you just start flipping it over and fluffing it up and getting all that material mixed in. You're going to check for water, how much moisture's in there. If it's really slimy, you'll want to add a little more leaves, and it's really dry and not going anywhere, you want to add a little more green. Caiga un aguacero de yuca y del cielo una jarita de queso blanco, al sur una montaña de berro y miel. Oh, 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 oh. Ojalá que llueva. Can you see it? Really? It's already up to 110 almost.
What does that mean?
That means ever since yesterday, when we churned it and made sure there was enough water in here, now it's cooking up like crazy. Those critters in there, they're just eating and pooping and thriving, and that's why the temperature is up so high. cerro de trigo that little summary again. There's 5 things to keep in mind. A nice big composter that you can open and move and turn. That helps to make a lot of compost. Then you need 4 things for the microorganisms that do all the work. They need food, greens and browns, they need water, and they need you to fluff it up every once in a while so they can get the air they need. Okay, take care, bye-bye.